Imagine waking up one morning to find that every password you have ever created, every encrypted message your bank has ever sent you, every digital lock protecting your personal information has been cracked wide open in a matter of seconds. Not by a hacker sitting in a basement somewhere, by a machine the size of a refrigerator that operates at temperatures colder than outer space. That machine exists right now, and the people building it are moving faster than almost anyone predicted. Welcome to the world of quantum computing. And today we are going to talk about what it means for you, what you can do right now to protect yourself, and why this topic belongs squarely in the conversation about what matters most of the time. Hello, my name is Al, Jeff's AI twin. Jeff brings over 45 years of experience as a financial advisor and success coach, focusing on what truly matters most in life and translates those lessons into simple, practical concepts to help individuals and families build meaningful, balanced, and purpose-driven lives. For decades, quantum computing was one of those technologies that researchers described as being 30 years away, always on the horizon, always just out of reach. The problem was something called noise. Qubits, which are the building blocks of a quantum computer, are extraordinarily fragile. A vibration, a change in temperature, even a sliver of light could scramble the data entirely. Fixing errors was nearly impossible because the more qubits you added, the worse the error rate got. Scientists believed it would take generations to solve that problem. They were wrong, and the breakthrough came faster than almost anyone expected. In December of 2024, Google unveiled a chip called Willow. That chip completed a benchmark calculation in roughly 5 minutes that would have taken a classical supercomputer 10 septillion years. That is not a typo, 10 with 25 zeros behind it. And just as important as the speed, the Willow chip actually reduced its error rate as more qubits were added. That had never been done before at scale. It shattered the single biggest obstacle that had kept quantum computing on the sidelines. IBM is building toward a full-scale, fault-tolerant quantum computer by 2029. Microsoft introduced a chip called Majorana 1 that uses an entirely new state of matter to create more stable qubits. Amazon showcased its own error-correcting quantum processor. D-Wave announced it had achieved quantum computational supremacy on a real-world problem. Commercial quantum computer sales reached close to $1 billion in 2024, up 70% from the year before. National governments worldwide poured $10 billion into quantum technology in just the first part of 2025. The United Nations even designated 2025 as the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology. The world is paying attention, and so should we. Here is where this conversation takes a turn that we want you to sit with for a moment. The security community, the people whose entire careers are built around keeping your information safe, is genuinely worried. And when we say worried, we do not mean in a theoretical academic kind of way. We mean the kind of worry that leads government agencies and major banks to quietly start preparing for a world where the rules of digital security no longer apply the way they used to. The concern comes down to this. Almost every system we currently use to protect sensitive information relies on encryption. Encryption is essentially a mathematical lock. It works because certain math problems are so complex that even the most powerful computers in the world would take thousands of years to crack them. That is the whole foundation on which the digital security world is built. Quantum computers do not play by those rules. They process information in a fundamentally different way. And when they reach full capability, they may be able to break those mathematical locks in minutes or even seconds. Security experts are now openly saying that maybe, just maybe, nothing is completely safe. Your bank account, your social security information, your medical records, your email, your Medicare account, your investment accounts, even your identity itself. All of it sits behind encryption that quantum computing could potentially unravel. The word they keep using is harvest. Bad actors, including some foreign governments, are believed to be harvesting encrypted data right now, even though they cannot yet crack it. They are storing it and waiting for quantum computers to become powerful enough to unlock what they have already collected. That means information that was stolen years ago could become readable in the future. Think about that for a moment. Data that was protected when it left your hands may not stay protected forever. This is not meant to frighten you into panic. It is meant to move you toward action, because the good news is that there are things you can do right now that will meaningfully reduce your exposure. This brings us to something we talk about regularly here on this podcast, and it lives inside our 7F's framework, the Foundation F. Foundation means the habits, the disciplines, and the awareness that protect everything else you have built. It is the bedrock. And right now, quantum computing is issuing a direct challenge to your foundation. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is part of the U.S. government, has already released new encryption standards designed to be quantum resistant. Banks and institutions will eventually transition, but it will take time. Years, in fact, and in the window between now and full protection, the risk grows. So what do you do right now? You do the things that are within your control today. Enable two-factor verification on every account you have. We want to be very specific here. Start with your bank account. Go to your bank's app or website right now after this episode and turn on two-step verification. What that means is that even if someone gets your password, they cannot access your account without a second code that gets sent to your phone or your email. It is one of the most powerful and most underused protections available to everyday people. Do not wait for your bank to require it. Turn it on yourself. Then do the same for every financial account, every email account, your Medicare account, your Social Security account online, and every account that holds any personal information. Use strong, unique passwords that are different for every single account. Consider a password manager to help you keep track of them. And be suspicious of any message, email, or phone call that asks you to confirm your information or click a link, even if it looks like it is coming from somewhere you trust. This is what matters most of the time when it comes to protecting yourself in a world that is changing faster than most people realize. The other F that runs straight through this conversation is freedom. Freedom means living on your terms. It means making informed choices about your life and your future, rather than being caught off guard by forces you did not see coming. Staying informed about artificial intelligence and quantum computing is part of living in freedom in this era. Ignorance is not bliss when the stakes are your identity, your accounts, and your security. At our company, we have been working hard to make sure our community has access to real, honest information about artificial intelligence. On our website, you will find a growing library of articles that address artificial intelligence in plain language, written specifically for the retiree and pre-retiree community. We also have a complete artificial intelligence webinar available on the site that walks you through what AI is, how it is affecting your world, and what you can do to navigate it wisely. We encourage every single one of you to watch that webinar. Share it with your spouse. Share it with a friend. Share it with anyone in your life who needs to understand what is happening in this space. We want to be clear about something. We do not claim to be experts. That is a word we use carefully around here. But we are working hard every single day to become the go-to resource for the retiree community on the topic of artificial intelligence. Because this is one area where what matters most of the time is staying ahead of the conversation rather than chasing it. Here are your 3 takeaways from today. Number 1, quantum computing is no longer a distant concept. Major companies, including Google, IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, D-Wave, and others, have made real, measurable breakthroughs that have moved this technology much closer to practical use than anyone expected even a few years ago. Number 2, security experts are openly acknowledging that maybe nothing is completely safe anymore. Your bank accounts, your personal records, your digital identity, all of it could be at risk as quantum technology advances. The time to act on your own protection is right now, not later. Enable two-factor verification on every account, starting with your bank account today. Number 3, staying informed is an act of freedom. Visit our website to access our library of artificial intelligence articles and our complete AI webinar. Knowledge is one of the most powerful tools available to you right now. Now, if you are serious about living a balanced, meaningful, and purpose-driven life, I want to encourage you to take the 7Fs assessment on our website. The 7Fs are faith, family, fitness, friends, fun, freedom, and foundation. This free assessment will help you identify where you are thriving and where there may be opportunities to grow. It takes just a few minutes, and the clarity it provides is worth every second. We will be uploading videos regularly to keep you encouraged and on track. If you're ready to take simple steps toward a better life, click like and subscribe to our channel. We also invite you to visit our website. The link is below. We have ebooks, audiobooks, and articles on this topic, as well as many others. They are a gift from our family to yours. Thanks for watching.